What's up, everybody? It's Russell Brunson. Welcome to the Marketing Secrets Podcast.
So the big question is this: how are entrepreneurs like us, who didn't cheat and take on venture capital, who are spending money from our own pockets, how do we market in a way that lets us get our products and our services and the things that we believe in out to the world and yet still remain profitable? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Russell Brunson, and welcome to Marketing Secrets.
Hey, everyone. So I'm out walking. I just took the garbage out. And if you look out here, it is getting close to Christmas time. Thanksgiving's over. For those who are watching the video, these are the lights that we have wrapped around our house, lighting up for the Christmas holiday, which is kind of fun. So I'm just going to walk around here so you guys can see my face, get enough light to connect on camera. But those who are listening in, hope you guys had an amazing holiday. Thanksgiving, getting ready for the end of the year. The end of the year is always a fun time for us marketers and entrepreneurs because it's focusing and planning for the beginning of next year, which is coming soon, right? So it's kind of fun. We got, not this week, but next week, Todd and Ryan and everyone's flying here to Boise, and we're going to be doing a big partner meeting and planning out the rest of this year and world domination for next year, and set our big hags, our big, hairy, audacious goals, and figure out what we're going to do, and then how to reverse engineer that to make it possible. It was kind of fun. I was watching last year, a podcast that I did last year that basically said these were our goals, and said here's the 5 Hail Mary passes we're gonna do to try to hit these goals. Okay, if you haven't listened to that podcast, rewind about a year ago and listen to it. And that's what's gonna be the goal of this meeting. Is we're gonna set our big goal we're trying to do, and then I'm not just gonna have like one execution plan, but here's 4 or 5 things we're gonna try to hit that goal, and if 1 or 2 of them hit, then we'll hit these crazy big goals. And so that's what we're gonna be doing, not this week but next week. So I'm sure I will be doing podcasts from there, talking about it, but I'm excited for that. If you haven't done that yet, make sure this year, before the end of the year, you spend some time and block it out with your team, and do that and figure out again what's the big goal, and then reverse engineer what do you got to do to make that happen, and then from there, figure out 3 or 4 different big Hail Mary passes that you got to throw to get your big goal. So that's kind of what we're gonna be doing. I'm excited for it, and it's gonna be fun. So what I want to share with you guys tonight, real quick before I head back in, because it's a really beautiful night. It's not too cold, and it's just kind of nice for a little walk around the yard. What I have been working on my side, and I talked about this a little bit after inner circle meetings, is one of my big ahas. It's kind of funny how you go through these cycles, right? Like, we know things, we forget them, and you really realize them. But the .com Secrets book, we talk a lot about value ladder, right? And it's funny because ever since we launched Expert Secrets, I haven't talked as much about that, because Expert Secrets is all about figuring out like the first part, like the who and the what, like the what and the how. Excuse me, like what are you selling and how are you selling it? So it's like figuring out how to create your offer and how to position yourself and create your mass movement and figure out what you believe in, what you don't believe in, and what's your future-based cause and who are your people, and like all those kind of things, right? And then you create a message, a presentation to get people to follow you, to sell your products. And that process takes a little while, right? You got to redo your presentation 4 or 5 or 6 times till you get it perfect, and then you're driving traffic, and then you keep doing that, and eventually, if you do it enough times, if you follow the process, and you do webinar live every single week for a while, and you keep tweaking and changing based on what we talk about in the book, eventually you hit it, and you know you hit it because you go from 0 to $1 million fast, right? And that's when you figure out the what and the how. What is this you're actually selling, and how do you sell it, right? So after you have that figured out, now the next phase is really shifting back to the .com secret stuff, right? So now you got customers coming in, and this is where entrepreneurs start freaking out, right? Because then they start talking about, oh, value ladder, I need upsells and downsells and back ends and front ends, and they start going crazy. And what I wanted to talk about is just kind of the big aha I had from inner circle meetings. I'm watching the people that are crushing it and the ones who are struggling, and the consistency amongst the people in inner circle that are killing it is that most of them came in, they had one thing figured out, and they got that working. That's about time to join the inner circle, right? And because people need to be making about $1 million a year to be in there, so it's kind of like the fit, right? So they come in their group then, and then they're trying to figure out, okay, what's the next? How's it all work? And really, what's interesting is that the people that they're growing the fastest, what they're doing is they're very systematically building out the back end of the value ladder, okay? And most of the value ladders are simple. It's like there's, in fact, traditionally, most people who are making money, they focus on the middle first, right? Like the webinar or something like that in the middle, and they build out. So they build out the back end, so like the back end, whatever that thing is, and then that's done. yeah, the middle and the back end, like it stops. You don't keep creating any more back end stuff. Like that's the end of it. And then what your business is moving forward is creating new front end offers that bring people into the middle of the value ladder, which then send people to the back end. And I started looking, it was interesting. I lost my way. I'd forgotten these lessons that it's funny. I kind of like created them in the Dot-Com Secrets book, and I forgot some of them because it's been a while since I kind of revisited those thoughts. And what I realized is that my value ladder was like, it came up and it kind of split off and then it kind of broke off, and there's like all these different things that people could do, and we were monetizing a bunch of them, but there's confusion, right? And so it's interesting, there's actually 2 programs that we have, both that do well over $1 million a year, that I am turning off. Bloom, bloom, bloom. Not because they're not awesome, they are. Not because they're not making money, they are. It's because they're deviants. They deviate off of the value ladder, right? My value ladder is very, very simple moving forward. And so the rest of this year, I'm trying to get these things in places to kind of execute on that. But it's very simple. What it is we have a webinar where I sell ClickFunnels, funnel building secrets, which is the new funnel hacks, funnel scripts, and traffic secrets. Those 4 products bundled together along with 6 months of ClickFunnels for $2,000. Okay, that's what I sell. That's the thing. I did that webinar a couple weeks ago. Did really well. That's what I sell. That's my middle, my value ladder, $2,000 thing. On the back end of that, we have our 2 Comma Club coaching, which we'll be releasing here probably at the live event. And that'll be where we're trying to get everyone to. And that's the value ladder. That's the back end. Inner Circle's full, so not trying to get more people in there. So we're going $2,000 for ClickFunnels, and then whatever the pricing is on the 2 Comma Club coaching that's coming up, and that's it. And that won't deviate. That won't change. That'll be the same for forever. And then all I will be doing from this point forward, for hopefully the rest of my life and the rest of my business career, is just creating cool front ends. So I have the Dot-Com Secrets book, which is a front end. Then we have the Expert Secrets book, which is front end. Eventually we'll have traffic secrets, the marketing secrets, and other ones, right? Perfect webinar, all these other things. I'll just be having fun creating front ends. But the only goal of the front end is to get people then to ascend up to the 2,000, and the 2,000 to 2 Comma Club coaching. And that's it. That's my business. And I figure out cool winning ways to sell front ends. And that's all I'm doing is selling front ends, right? And that's it. And so it's very simple. So all your creative juices as an entrepreneur shouldn't be on like figuring out the next event, the next back end, all kind of stuff. It should be simple. It should be just like, what's the cool front end we can drive more people into? And that's kind of the game. So I'm excited. You'll see this, some of the tweaks I'm making now with this severe hyper focus on value ladder is, okay, somebody buys the Expert Secrets book. Okay, if I know that this is my severe hyper focus thing, like what's the process I take them through? They buy the book, and they go through upside down the process. And thank you page, I have a live presentation right there of me pitching the $2,000 thing, right there. And if they finish that, then it's like, hey, you want to apply for coaching? Come here. And it's just, that's the process. Very simple, very easy, and we'll just replicate it over and over and over again. So anyway, I'm simplifying my business, simplifying my life, and hopefully those of you who listen to this will simplify earlier, not later, because sometimes we get all excited and the next thing we know, there's like a billion things happening, and yeah, so simplify now. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm gonna go head in right now, get to bed, because we got a crazy week starting tomorrow, which I'm excited for. But hopefully this gives you guys a couple things. Number one, hopefully gives you guys some thoughts on doing your team core planning meeting with you and your partners, or if it's just you and your employees, or whatever it is, if it's just you, your spouse, or just you, like sit down and plan next year's goals, figure out, reverse engineer what you need to do to actually execute on that and hit them, and then figure out what the 3 or 4 big Hail Mary passes are you're gonna need to throw to be able to get the big goals. And then number 2 is really map out your value ladder and try to simplify it as much as you can, and that's what I'm doing. So you guys will see it coming January 1st. A bunch of new fun, clean, simplified things will be coming out of Team ClickFunnels here, so I'm excited for it. That's all I got. If you haven't got your tickets for Funnel Hacking Live yet, they're getting close to being sold out. We sold a ton of them over this last weekend. So if you don't have your tickets yet, now is the time. Go to funnelhackinglive.com, and that's about it. So with that said, you guys, appreciate you all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing, and we will talk to you guys all again soon. Bye, everybody.
Want more marketing secrets? If so, then go get your copies of my 2 best-selling books. Book number 1 is called Expert Secrets, and you can get a free copy at expertsecrets.com. And book number 2 is called .com Secrets, and you can get your free copy at .comsecrets.com. Inside these 2 books, you'll find my top 35 secrets that we've used to become the fastest growing non-VC backed SaaS startup company in the world.